Yo, what's up, guys? You got II here today once again with a special guest, Dougie.
Hey guys, it's Dougal here, and I was I's victim this week. So
So this is our week 2 match, and yeah, you want to talk about what you brought?
yeah, first thing off with the tail glow manatee. It had a rindo berry and a ton of HP. I only had enough special attack to be able to Oko like Roserade if it didn't have a Yachi berry. I didn't need like to go max special attack, so I just tried to maximize my bulk, and it was just enough to outspeed Roserade, which she didn't bring. Then I had a bulk up free attack Mega Gallade with Zen Headbutt, Drain Punch, and Thunder Punch. It was also EV'd for Roserade, like just to outspeed it. Mega Medi had like a pretty good matchup against everything that was slower than it. Then Thunderich with Z Fly because it was able to Oko Mega Gallade, and then it would knock off Thunderbolt and Focus Blast. Then I had a Spadef Culpa Berry Celebi. It was just meant to take hits from like Prim, and it could switch into Gallade if it didn't have like Poison Jab, but it could live one Poison Jab from full easily. And then we had a Shed Shell Heatran with Rocks, and it was also Spadef to help me take on the Chandelure better and the Roserade. And then we had a mostly Fizdef Mandibuzz with Knockoff, U-Turn, Foul Play, and Roost. That was there like as a check to Mega Gallade, as well as it could take a hit from like the Chandelure and kill it with a Knockoff or a Foul Play. A Knockoff I felt was a good item or a good move to have in this matchup for like a Scarf for your Eel or your Porygon. Just knocking off items I felt was good.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I brought what did I bring? I brought Celesteela defensive set, I think, or I think I brought Spadef. No, I didn't bring Spadef. I brought it's been a long day. I brought offensive Celesteela with Autotomize, Stone Edge, Earthquake, and Fly with the Rocky MZ. If you didn't watch my team builder, I brought physically defensive. I brought a physically defensive Chandelure to take on Mega Machamp. I brought Mega Glade with 4 attacks, which you'll soon see which attacks I have. And then I brought Assault Vest Primarina to help me take on Manaphy a bit better, as well as Kyurem. And then I brought Earthquake, the trio, just for more damage output on things like Manaphy that gets weakened with Rocks and Toxic and Stone Edge, so I can take on Mandibuzz and always keep up Rocks. And then I brought Assault Vest Electros to take on the Thundurus. So yeah, let's hop right into the battle. You want to explain why you led Heatran?
Well, like I mean, I led Fundy last game, so I really anticipated a lead that would counter my Thunderous. So I didn't think he would lead with Mega Gallade. I was really expecting like Eel to lead, and if it did, I got up 3 rocks. So I thought Heatran was the best lead, but you ended up leading Gallade.
Yeah, I led Gallade because I did not want free rocks.
Yeah.
I didn't have any hazard remover, so I was like, well, if they're gonna go for rocks, I'm gonna punish them for it. Like if you led Celebi and that thing had rocks, I would like knock off Poison Jab you to a KO that. And looking at your team, you didn't have the best switch-in, barring Mandibuzz, and if I could knock that off or get a Poison Jab poison on it, it'd be pretty great for me. So I just led Mega Glade. And you switched right into Celebi.
The thing is, I forgot that Celebi was Spadef this game. I thought it would
until I switched
it in. So that wasn't like the best switch in by me. But it was fine because like I was able to live 2 hits anyway, unless you would have poison jabbed the first turn.
Yeah, I think it was a roll.
It probably was.
I mean, it worked out.
Yeah.
But you get a Thunder Wave off, which kind of limits Mega Glade's usefulness. But again, I go for knockoff just to get rid of whatever item comes in, and I actually keep it around because I at full, it can pretty much take any one hit, barring the Z flat from Thunders. So I figured that hit could be useful later.
Yeah, I just went in.
You make a good play and go for U-turn there.
Yeah, I figured you would go into something that could take advantage of it, and then I figured since you went into that, Celebi can live anything unless you were like modded Specs Ice Beam. Or maybe even Timid Specs could have killed me from that range. But
yeah, you got that play right. At that point, I kind of figure I'm not gonna be winning versus you unless I get a freeze. So I go into Electros because I know I can do a lot with the U-turn.
Yeah, Celebi didn't have grass coverage either. So
It didn't?
No, it had Earth Power and Psychic as the other two moves.
Yeah. So I go for rocks there because I figure you were Shed Shell. And, I mean, you could have been Shucka and just bopped me, but I didn't think you'd want to risk something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I go for rocks there. And this is what Dugtrio was designed for, to always keep up rocks. So I go for Toxic. And
I didn't even have Defog.
You didn't?
No, I would foul play, knock off, U-turn, and roost.
Oh, well then I played Dugtrio wrong. But, yeah, so Toxic's going to be wearing down a lot because you don't have leftovers anymore, so checkmate, my friend. Checkmate. I get a Stone Edge crit there, which, did that matter in the long run?
In the long run, maybe for... I actually don't really think it mattered too much.
Yeah, because I think you were Toxic and everything.
Yeah. I think I predicted you to switch this turn, and I just U-turned and got a useless crit.
I mean, it wasn't entirely useless, because once you got rocks up, I couldn't come in anymore.
Yeah.
So that, like, forced me to go, you'll see later, it forced me to go Dugtrio on the Heatran. So I go into Primarina, which was designed to take on Manphy. I had Energy Ball, by the way.
Yeah, I did too, but I thought you would go into Celesteela, so I scolded.
Yeah, that makes sense. I go for Ice Beam there because I know you're not going to stay in, because you could probably tell it was a Sulfist at that point.
Yeah, there was no point in setting up a Sail Glow.
Yeah. So you go for Recover there as I go back into Electros for the U-turn. And you just
I just sacked Mana Budge. Because it wasn't doing much. It was way too low.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I actually go into Mega Gallade because I want to force in, or I want to get a hit off on things like Metacham, Manaphy, or even Celebi or Heatran. So forcing you to go Thunders allows me to force you to take the Silph damage. So that's why I did that. And then I always go Electros versus that. You made a good play of going for knockoff there.
Yeah, I thought about that turn for like a few seconds if I should like Z fly or not, but I figured Electros was too safe. So there wasn't much of a point.
Yeah. So then you go Heatran, and like, because I know you have rocks on Heatran and not Celebi, because you would have gone for that earlier, I figured you'd go for rocks, and even if you didn't, Dugtrio was dead anyway.
Yeah.
So I make that switch into Dugtrio. And you actually go for Stone Edge here, expecting you to switch.
I thought you were forced.
Sorry?
I thought you were kind of forced to Earthquake there, so I thought Celebi was fine, because I could live an Earthquake and a Stone Edge if you didn't crit. I'm pretty sure I could anyway. So...
Yeah.
I didn't think you would Stone Edge, because if you Stone Edge and I attack, I guess it didn't matter to you anyway, because Dugtrio didn't do too much. I should have just attacked with Heatran. But
I figured you might want to save Heatran for things like Celesteela, and maybe the Wall Primarina. I just didn't want to give you that opportunity to recover, so that's why I went Dugtrio and Stone Edged. So you go Manaphy here, as I can just fire off an Earthquake. Yeah, you go for Energy Ball there. And here, this was the play where I thought a while about. I was like, okay, I could do one. I could do like 3 different things. I knew Electros lived a hit for Manaphy because I knew that you were some HP invested. Primordial could also live and fire off like a Moonblast or a Ninja. It could fire off any hit. Mega Gallade could also live a hit and fire off like a close combat. The only thing I couldn't do was go into Chandelure, but I figured I could not set up on anything but Manaphy with Celesteela. I couldn't set up on Machamp, I couldn't set up on Heatran or Thundurus, so that's why I went Celesteela here, because I figured this was one of my ways to win, so why not try and take that path? So I go into Celesteela, and you do not get lucky.
Nope. Yeah, and I could live any hit here unless you had a Z move, but you did. Celesteela just a little bit broken.
Just a bit. So living like Larry here. He's going for those stone edges.
Yeah.
He does not care about misses.
Yeah. Like, the only way I could have stopped this is if I would Scarf Thundurus, but that was a bad set in this matchup.
Yeah. So you go for Thunder Punch there, and I thought about this play for a while because when I play tested versus one of my friends, they had sub Medicham expecting to fly. So I was like, okay, do I go for the fly or do I go for the guaranteed Earthquake damage? Because Earthquake, while it didn't kill, it brought you low enough to be killed by pretty much anything. But yeah, I figured Chandelure could still deal with Medicham to an extent because it could still take a hit, fire off a Shadow Ball, that stuff. So that's why I did.
Could it live Zen Headbutt after rocks?
Yeah, it could. Zen Headbutt only barely to KO'd it, and then you'd have to worry about Flame Body, which might have happened. So go for the fly there, and here we see that you are not the Shuckleberry again.
Yeah, well, it was already revealed because I switched out of Doug Trio. So.
Yeah. But good game, man. Anything else you wanna say?
I thought I prepped as well as I could have for that game. It's just I gave Celesteela the opportunity to set up. I think I made maybe one misplay, but that was it. It was a good game by you for sure.
Yeah. I think things it would have been a lot closer if you had gotten the burn on Manaphy. And if I hadn't hit all those stone edges, man, I got pretty lucky with that. Really surprised by that. I was not expecting me to hit all of them.
I thought you were actually going to have Air Slash on Celesteela for Medi. Because Fly isn't very reliable, or in my opinion, it isn't.
Yeah, I almost brought Z Fly, but I figured Z Stone Edge would be more useful because I didn't want to risk it versus Thundurus, because that was my main concern versus your team in case Electros went down.
Thundurus was pretty good against your team other than Electros, and I figured I could pressure it pretty easily with my Medicham if I ever got a chance to.
Yeah, that makes sense. But good game, man.
Yeah, good game.
And maybe I'll see you in playoffs.
Oh, I'll be there. For sure.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more content.